Hey guys, how you going? You see the fire up there? It's just coming our way. Now, I just want to do a quick live on Australia Day, Pain and Judgment. Hopefully I can make it quick. I've got a few examples around this as well. Now, every single year, same posts, same things happening every single year around pain and hurt, judgment, everything that goes on. Everyone posts stuff, you know. And I don't usually post stuff around Australia Day. I just sort of watching what people are doing, so I decided to put my 2 cents worth in here. Now, pain, no matter what date it is that we choose, it's pain. So when you judge someone who is having pain, it's not okay, you know, no matter what it is. You know, so just about a week ago, my mum was in tears because it's the 10th year anniversary that her brother died. Right? And so she was in a lot of pain. So there are days that create pain for every single one of us. People who have been sexually abused on a particular day, every single day that comes around, there's pain, right? Rape, whatever it is, right? So when we say people need to get over it, there's no understanding about how long it takes to get over pain. You know, so Australia Day is a painful experience for a lot of people, and for people to say get over it, that's not really an understanding thing. Now, in my academy, I focus on 100% responsibility. You know, so we talk about, you know, how we can take 100% responsibility for our pain, for what's happening and what's happening inside us. When people are not ready for that, to take that in, what we quite often do is blame. It doesn't matter where it is and what's happening. You know, so one of the things I want you to understand is that, you know, no matter what's happening, no matter what this day represents, whatever day that you have, Remembrance Day, whatever it is that you're sitting in, there's some tough experiences that a lot of people have. I was chatting to a Native American guy years and years ago, and he was saying that, you know, he was talking about the amount of pain that the Native American people have around certain periods of time. Right? And you know, it happens everywhere. You know, so I'm going to tell you a little, really quick story about you know, a walk that these guys were doing. Is a walk for peace, and these guys were walking from Adelaide to Canberra, and there was one Aboriginal person there, and there were a whole bunch of white Australians. Right? And they were walking, and they got to our place in Canberra, and it was a couple of days before they were about to go, and the Aboriginal guy was going to have a chat to Parliament, and he was one of the elders in Arnhem Land. And I used to be a healer, so I got the opportunity to, you know, he had a really stuffed leg. You know, the coolest thing that he got was, you know, he got to have a deep understanding about the amount of care that these people were doing and walking along the land to support peace in Australia. Now, when I got to experience, he had a huge amount of pain in his leg. 2-minute Jason comes in and completely relieves the pain. He's got none. And he looks at me, and all I saw was all the pain in his eyes, because I'm really, really aware of seeing people's pain. I've been dealing with people's pain for a very, very long time. I saw all his pain, and he looked at me and I said, "You're amazing, look at what you did." And he looked at me and he said, "You did this for me." You know, and one thing I did, which I didn't know how precious this was, I gave him a pair of my shoes so he could go and talk to people in Parliament. And I didn't know what such a big deal that was. And you know, I still sort of am a little bit unsure about, you know, what sort of big deal that was for him, you know, as an Aboriginal person. But I was giving him the shoes that I work the land on. That's what I was assuming. You know? So the coolest thing about this experience was he got a big shift, and the big shift he got was an understanding that, you know, it's not as it always seems. So, you know, when he was speaking in Parliament, he started talking about, you know, how the Aboriginal people need to start learning how to heal the pain and suffering that they have around this land, and how it's been taken away. You know, it's a very, very different perspective, because he got to walk with a whole bunch of people who really cared about the land. They happened to be white. You know, so what I want you guys to understand is judgment is always going to be there. Our souls are always going to be there, and it doesn't matter what colour they are. You know, so I have been told I'm a white so-and-so by many people who who are black, who are, you know, whatever, you know, and I've also been told I'm a great person by lots and lots of people. You know, so what I want you to understand is pain is what actually hurts. Pain projects. Pain creates stories and keeps the pain, keeps those things going. So if we keep creating pain, the more pain that we're going to do. I don't know how 26th of January is going to be sold, and I think a lot of the time we need to take some patience and some time around what it is, and, you know, listen to all sides of the coin. You know, so I remember one time I went to the Aboriginal Tent Embassy looking for a Native American friend of mine. Couldn't find him, and I saw 3 Aboriginal people there, and I was just asking if this particular person was there. 2 guys were looking at me like they wanted to kill me because I was white. The lady there looked at me. She could see my energy, see what was around me, which is the gift of the Aboriginal people. I can do the same. And she looked at me and she said, "He's a good one," right? While these 2 guys wanted to kill me. And at the end, I was having a chat, you know, looking at these guys in the eyes, and, you know, letting them see me rather than judge me. And it took a little while, but they actually got to learn that I wasn't a white guy that was here to cause problems. I just wanted to find my Native American friend who disappeared, right? So the interesting thing that I've had lots of experience with Native people over in lots of different countries. And the cool thing that I've been given is people actually, when they get to have a really good look at me, they see someone who doesn't judge, someone who doesn't understand, who really understands and understands people really, really well. And it doesn't matter what culture you're in. If you've got an ability to understand people, that goes across every single boundary and every single culture that exists. You know, one of the things that I can do, and a lot of people don't know this, I'm on my personal page here today communicating. I don't usually post on this page very often. You know, I can see auras. I can change my face into dead people. I can do so many things that are, you know, crazy, that people would not believe. You know, the thing that a lot of people do is they judge me. I'm used to being judged and told what I am and what I'm not. Right? But when people really get to know who I am and what I'm about, they see a really safe, really kind, really considerate, really caring human being. It doesn't matter what colour that is. That's in every culture, and there's arseholes in everyone as well. You know, so we want to look at, you know, what every day represents. There's going to be days in your life where you are going to struggle. And it won't just be Australia Day. There'll be landmark days that are really, really difficult for each and every one of us. And when we have a cultural one, a big one, we need to, you know, understand that pain is going to talk on those days, and we need to be aware and be considerate of that pain, because not everyone's prepared to release it and let it go. And some people are. I've spoken to lots of Aboriginal people who have said, you know, people need to, you know, some of the Aboriginal people need to let go, and it's a little bit too hard, and, you know, it's really, really difficult, you know, this time. So, you know, we really, really need to take a little bit more understanding, a little bit more presence, because pain is always going to be there. It's what we do with it that matters. And this is what we do in the Academy. We show how pain can be exposed, we show how pain can be honoured, accepted and acknowledged, and how it can be transformed, so people can actually really change their life and not have pain sitting on their shoulder or in their heart. And it's difficult. Sometimes it's easier said than done. You know, it's really important that each and every one of us learns to work with it and not have it work against us in life. Anyway, there's my 2 cents worth. Hope you're having an awesome day today.